billion monthly active users on Instagram. How do we take advantage of that? Welcome to episode 4 of our real estate podcast. Hello, Simona.
Hi, Chris. Hi, everyone.
That was a long pause. I was like,
I told you
hello,
I'm
can you hear
getting
me?
used to I'm getting used to this, so bear with me, patient, be kind.
Are we on
Yeah.
episode 4 already? That's like 4 weeks of content. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's
Well,
good.
today
It
we
is
said
good.
we're gonna discuss Instagram.
Yes.
So let's see how we are doing on content and the
Yeah.
latest features.
We covered
So
Facebook last week, didn't we? And
yeah, we covered a bit, a ton.
it was like before we covered it, we sort of went, okay, this will be about half hour, and it ended up being about an hour and a half worth of content.
Thing is, when it comes to Facebook and Instagram, in this case, there are so many topics to talk about, and you need to take your time actually, because then you go, I'm posting on Instagram. Yay! Oh, I don't have that
I know.
reach. Why not?
And it's like when we talk, we don't read off a script, right? Because you can't script this. It's really, really difficult to script it because there's so many things to talk about. And then in the middle of a phrase, suddenly you go, "Oh, I've forgotten about that." That's another half hour of content. So it's one of those. It's one of those things, but that's a good thing because we have weeks and weeks and weeks worth of content for you. So that's really good. All right, shall we start off with some stats? Because we like stats, don't we?
Yes.
Well,
Stats.
I
Okay,
like
you go.
stats. I like stats. So let's start off with this. So yeah, 2 billion monthly active users on Instagram, which means it is the 4th most visited platform, which is really, really good. Adults spend around 33 minutes per day on the platform, and more male than female, apparently. Not sure why, but there we go. I mean, that's based on available data on Instagram users worldwide by gender. So 51.8% male users and 48.2% of female. So there you are. There's a fun fact for you. It's probably won't surprise many people that Instagram is most popular among younger audiences. I think probably most of us, if we went out there and asked our grandparents or our parents what Instagram is, they probably wouldn't know.
My mom likes me on Facebook sometimes. Like basically, I can see her click like. She has no idea Instagram ever exists. It's like, I have one app. I'm enough.
One's enough. Having said that, though, I mean, if you look at sort of the average real estate demographic, 45 to 54 and above, so 8.4% of global users 45 to 54, 4.3% of global users 55 to 64, and 2.6% of global users are 65 plus. So, there's a reason there. If you want to reach those people, Instagram is going to be good for that. Of course, 18 to 24-year-olds, boom, 30%, but that's neither here nor there.
On real estate, you're losing out on that part of the demographics.
Yes. But the other percentages are decent though. That's still a huge number of people that you can't exactly ignore when you're looking at sort of social media. What else have we got in here? We've got Reels still have the highest reach rates, which is good. So that's Reels as in videos. Reels engagement is still pretty high too, which is nice. So there's some good stats in there for you. But I guess what we want to cover today is really how we make the most of that and some do's and don'ts on kind of Instagram and what works, what doesn't work, and how we can reach or how you can reach people that you want to reach. So, Simona, this is kind of your forte, I guess, in that sense. So, do we just crack on? Do you want me to ask you questions, or do you just want to reel off the information that you've got? What I think it's probably best to
I'll
start with a few
slowly.
questions, maybe.
So I'll start with the most important factor, which is understanding your audience.
Okay.
You've talked earlier about demographics, and you have to pay attention to that. So if you're a real estate agency and your target is 25 plus, and one of those is 65 plus because it's retirement and it's holiday homes, so it's a good chunk of your audience, you need to actually understand the demographic and understand your audience. And the next step will be to understand their behavior, because that is most important when you're posting content out there. You need to understand when they are most active, and then you need to understand what type of content to post to reach that audience, basically their needs and preferences. What problem can you solve for them?
Yeah,
so
that's
we
a
don't
really
start
valid point,
with
actually. Yeah, because I was thinking there that a really good example of that would be in terms of understanding your audience. And I'm glad that that's the first point you started with, because I think that's very important. If you are promoting content to, let's say, a 25 to 34-year-old, right? A lot of the content they're going to be interested in is probably things like, maybe water sports. Like, what kind of water sports are there in the area? What kind of beach are there in the area? What
Fun
kind of
things.
bars? What kind of bars are in the area? Whereas kind of a 65-year-old plus is probably going to be more interested in what's the retirement community like? What's the healthcare like? What's the, if I have my grandkids with me, what can I do with the grandkids and things like that? So prime example there in terms of understanding your content, or understanding your demographic, sorry, and then putting out content that meets that demographic.
Yeah, so when you're understanding your demographic and their behavior, then you can go to needs and preferences and target your audience and customize your content. And you have to have a content strategy. So you
Okay.
can't start just think out there whatever you think is suitable. Sorry, this one fell off. You need to understand what your audience needs and wants, and then build a content strategy based on that. And you're going to have a content type in this strategy. So you're going to have to think about the type of content you're posting out there. You're going to have a calendar, a content calendar. So basically you have to plan and schedule ahead for consistency, because we discussed this on Facebook as well. And it's important for Instagram. Consistency is key. Lately, algorithms have changed, and some of the people can see a drop in their interaction and engagement, and they go, oh, what's going on here? So we're going to discuss this later as well. So when it comes to content strategy, it's essential to have long-term success. If your strategy is right and your content aligns, you should be able to get that organic reach and the reach and engagement that you need. And we are going to basically visual aesthetics. Now, when it comes to content, we said consistency is key, because you have to maintain, for any business out there. This is not a personal, let's just make a short break. This is not a personal profile. Usually you're using a business profile, so you're a business, a real estate agency, unless you want to sell yourself as a realtor. So you build the persona around you. So if you're a real estate agency, then you have to define and to maintain a cohesive look.
Yeah.
The filters out there that you're using, the colors and the style of the post have to match every time. You can't just go post a very big title, I don't know what weird font post one day, and then go and use another color and another font and do that the next day. You're going to confuse your audience, and they're going to go, oh, okay.
Yeah. It doesn't help with brand awareness, that's for sure.
It doesn't. So you need to actually highlight your brand and make it unique and specific. You use specific color to your brand, so they will remember you. Usually you'll go to psychological effects of the colors, and you're going to go blue inspires confidence. And we already know that, because most of the banks and finance and everything out there are usually on blue, like blue logo, blue something. And then for leisure and I don't know, gyms and lifestyle, you go with pink and soft purple, these things. When it comes to real estate, you go sometimes with more stronger colors, or at least I've noticed out there, they are the ones that go with plain white and gray and keep it soft, and they make the font their brand. And there are others that are using red and black and colors that are stronger.
Yeah, strong vibrant colors, I think, is a
you need to be you need to have consistency. So keep a cohesive look. Colors, filters, font, establish them from the beginning and use those. Quality, high resolution images are crucial. If you're putting out there, and I've seen some of the images when you're posting that are a bit blurry, or
don't talk about bathrooms again.
No. So I really, honestly,
did that last week.
Okay, to be fair, on Facebook you get some like 10 carousel images, and you're gonna have a bathroom in there. On Instagram, I rarely see bathrooms.
That's good.
So unless it's design brand or something, I rarely. So that's perfect. Now, back to high resolution images and videos. Many out there might not carry a professional camera with them, and that is fair. Although I advise to carry at least a good phone that can record.
Many of the good phones nowadays, anyway, they all have many of the smartphones, they all have decent cameras. they all can sort of do it in 4K videos. I think Apple do 4K. I think Samsung do 4K as well. So the little gimbal things are really good because you can take those you can attach your phone to the gimbal and take it around with you. But yeah, I definitely get your point on that. One question that I have for you, not that I want to put you on the spot, because I realize I haven't discussed this question with you first, but it just popped into my head. So here we go, which was, if you've got a real estate agency with, let's say, 3 or 4 team members or more, do you recommend, or what are your thoughts on the agency itself having an Instagram account? But what do you think about each individual salesperson or team member having an Instagram account that they can post on to build their own personal presence within that agency?
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay, so let's put it this way. Instagram, just posting on Instagram seems very simple. I'm taking
Mm,
a photo, I'm putting something, and I'm posting it out there. Yay! If we step back to create an Instagram account that is successful, then you need to have a dedicated person that will do only this, because it's not just posting 2 times a day and I'm done. No, it's a strategy behind it. And
mhm.
apart from that, you have to work with the platform and know the algorithms and spend your time knowing your demographic, looking at the stats, understanding when your audience is most active, posting in those recommended times, or as lately was proven, you need to actually post when your own audience is most active, not on peak times that are valid for everyone, because that might
Okay.
not work for the purpose. So on this part, look, you need to basically have a content creator or a social media manager that is managing your Instagram account so they can do it properly. They will know how to set it up and make all the settings correctly, put in the highlights, the links in the bio. They'll have to know audience behavior, engagement, content strategy, posting frequency and timing, engagement, creating engagement. And this is not coming from just posting twice a day and 3 reels and that is it. That comes with a lot of other like workloads,
Yeah.
chores.
Yeah, there's a lot of
So you
work behind it.
have
Yeah.
to keep that engagement up, and I'm gonna go through this and see how we can do it, and then you're gonna see the work involved in this. So just having someone that is posting 3 times a week, so you're gonna go say, oh, Instagram requires
Mm,
like a minimum of 3 posts per week, like 3
mm,
stories, maybe 4 reels, and I'm gonna create these and put them out there. So I've done my target, I've posted them. It's not that easy. Each post has to
yeah.
have the correct
Yeah.
settings, the hooks, the titles, the alt text. All the stories have to have all the settings behind them to actually work, the filters to be right, to look at trendy reels and music that is used out there to create highest engagement. Use that to share and engage with other high quality creators out there. So it's a
Yeah.
lot of work. So I would say real estate agencies to actually have a moment and consider what it means to have a successful Instagram account, not just a normal
Yeah.
their Instagram account to keep up with the fact that, oh yes, we have Instagram and that's easy,
Yeah.
you can go there. Now, to have a successful Instagram account, just as in Facebook or any other account, you have to have a person that is actually concentrating in following the content and strategy and all the rules, to be creative out there and to come up with solutions. So it's something that you're going to do at least part-time job in your agency. So you
Yeah.
can't require to be a full-time real estate agent and be in charge of your Instagram account. Yes,
Yeah.
that's gonna work to maintain a bit of a brand awareness and image out there. Is not gonna function in actually be worth the time and the money you're gonna spend if you don't do it right. So it's better to have someone there. Other
What
point
you
that you
can do.
made about
No, go on, sorry. Go on. No,
them
no, go on.
having separate accounts for themselves
Mm,
and then like combining to create the brand, they can do that as well if they follow like common strategy,
okay.
same strategy. So you're staying it's like a business plan. You're staying out there, you're setting up your goals, you all work together to combine the same graphic, the same logos, the same type of posts to pile back and get to that engagement that you want. Otherwise, you're going to have separate accounts where everyone is posting whatever they consider they like, whatever,
Yeah.
and it's going to be a mismatch out there. Yes, they're going to be affiliated with you, they just not gonna represent you.
Okay.
And
What
what
I
you
what
want
I was
actually when we
what I was going to suggest was that there is absolutely nothing to stop the sales agents or the people that you have within your agency creating not creating content, but taking content, handing it over to the social media manager, and then that social media manager can then get the content specifically for the Instagram account. So,
that's fine as
if
well.
somebody is out and about, if they're selling a house or they're out and about and they take videos or take pictures or they've got a coffee on the beach or they go out for a cocktail in the evening, things like that, nothing to stop them actually taking the pictures and the video and sending it to the social media manager, right?
Yeah, as long as they keep a daily connection, so basically they will be updated and they can follow the same strategy. Because again, you have to have a certain goal and you have to follow a calendar. You can't just send me 3 videos of a property you've just seen and say put it out there without understanding if that falls in the line with the other post, or it's time to
Yeah,
post it then, or how you can post it. So if you're
yeah,
just randomly gonna send it out there, is not going to do its job. When it comes to creating, and let's talk about creating engagement with your content, and
that's
that
important
starts
for
with
sure.
engaging captions. You have to tell a story and you have to ask a question and you have to use humor or like an emotion. You can't just like 3 bedroom bathroom. Ugh, sorry, I did the blah blah thing again. Okay.
See, you created emotion. Well done.
I create emotion. I know, yeah. Okay. So say, I
Yeah, there you
bet
go.
if I put this online, someone is gonna have a good time, like making
Someone's gonna have a
fun
laugh.
or
Yeah.
of me or laughing with me. So at
That's
this
like our
point,
job for the
yes,
day is to make one person laugh. If we make one person laugh a day, we've done our job.
yeah, cool. Is it Charlie Chaplin? A day without laughter, it's a day lost. Yeah,
Oh, was
I
it?
think
Was it?
so.
It might have been Charlie actually. Somebody will tell us if we're wrong. Somebody will, but I think
Yeah.
you might be right there for sure. So yeah, definitely,
So yeah,
definitely definitely
uh,
a more miserable day for sure. So
this is Instagram. So yes, you have to have an emotion out there that is representing you. You need to be funny and you need to be easily approachable, that people
yeah,
can actually start to trust you or like you as a brand or as
yeah,
a person. So if you're representing your real estate agency, they have to like you as the face of the agency. Or if you're representing yourself and your business as realtor, you have to build your persona, your image. And okay, we
I
are
think
we are talking about engaging captions. So yes,
yeah.
start
Before we
with
go into that, I was just going to say actually on the whole point of building trust. I think I hope I don't offend anyone here, right? But there is I think with the older generation, there is a misconception, but there is a sort of a trust level. And I think it takes more time to build that trust level digitally with an older audience than it does with a younger audience. Because a younger audience are so much more focused on the digital age, right? So I think personally, it's probably easier and quicker to build that sort of trust level or that brand awareness with somebody who's been using Instagram for months and years rather than somebody who's potentially uses it but doesn't know a lot about it. So again, engaging with your content, just bear that in mind that it's a longer term, it is a long-term project, but the reason it's potentially longer term is because you're dealing with an audience who know of Instagram but don't really have that kind of trust level with it.
Look, we discussed earlier behavior. So, yes, you have to actually understand their behavior. If you're
Mm,
targeting 25 to 45 for second homes, relocating, working as digital nomads, any of this segment, you have to follow their interest and understand their behavior and then offer a solution to their quest to their house hunting.
yeah.
If you're approaching again 50 to 65 plus, you need to understand their behavior, and of course they're going to have a different view on life. They're going to have different mentality, different way of seeing what you're presenting. So your tone of voice have to be different, your way
Yeah,
of engaging with them. And we come here to the calls to action and the hashtags and the way you're formulating your posts.
yeah.
because we are talking engaging captions. Also, call to actions are important now, and that hook title in there. You need to encourage likes and shares and follows, just because Instagram confirmed that the shares receiving on a post is gonna count more than the frequency of your posting. So it's all about how much engagement it's out there. They have to actually share your content. For them to share your content, you have to make it interesting for them. Have to have something in that post that it's appealing to them and they consider it worth sharing with their friends out there. So on engagement, engage with followers, like and comment on followers post as well. So don't just sit there and say, oh, I've reached 2,000 followers and I'm just posting for them and that's it. I totally forget they're there, they'll grow. Now you have to see which one is more active on your posts and then engage with that person, even if he's not buying from you at that moment. The fact that you're engaging with that person and responding to their comments is going to be seen by other people. So your profile out there, your comment is going to stay. Sometimes good comments on viral posts attract thousands of likes. So this is something that rarely is being done with a real estate Instagram account. Usually they post out there and they do their best to make engagement content, and they are unaware of the rest of the things. They have the little things that matter that you have to do out there. And also you mentioned Instagram Reels and stories. Using the Instagram stories on Instagram now, it's almost on a daily basis. So they need to provide updates with those Instagram stories. I advise having some property post stories out there. Also, you need to mix up and have something that is real. So if it's flooding in Spain right now in your region, put a story up there saying heavy floods. Don't be afraid the audience will go, oh, we are not going to buy houses in that area because now it's flooded. That's not what it's all about. You have to be updating your audience and be real and live there and say, oh, look, this is what is happening. Tomorrow you can post a sunny day pic and say, oh, we did our best. Look, we came up and the sun is shining and everything is fine and good again. So you have to be you need to update your content on a daily basis with those stories or with those reels. And also we are coming to analytics and insight. Which, if you ignore this, you are as good as dead. So if you don't monitor performance,
we're gonna get a lot of complaints now from people.
Okay, thing is, you use Instagram Insights to track engagement and reach and followers growth, and you need to adjust strategy based on the performance data. You need to refine your content and the posting strategy. So they all go together. On this part, as you said, they need to have someone that is dedicated specifically to Instagram account. It's much more complicated a bit than how Facebook is working. So on Facebook, you might have a fair chance, even without a social media manager, to create engagement content. It's a different way of distributing information, and Facebook works a bit differently. On Instagram, though, now it's specifically designed to pitch audience high quality, very very engaging content out there. And when you're coming to real estate, let's face it, as we said, in TikTok and in Instagram, reels and stories are very vivid and with live action most of the time, which we don't have that in real estate unless agency go, okay, we're going to have our own blog or a video that we're going to film and video tours and opinions out there, which is important. I'm getting to that. Staying updated.
Just on content before we go there. I think on content, you briefly touched upon this, which is that it's no good. And I think we touched upon this on Facebook last week as well. But it's no good just posting properties, right? It gets quite boring. Again, to push home the point, when you are talking to people about moving to another country or even buying property in another country, don't forget that people are not they're not buying in their hometown. They're buying in a completely different country. Therefore, you need to sell a lifestyle. Therefore, when you're posting content, it's not just about posting properties. You've got to post about the area. You've got to post about the lifestyle. You've got to post about the beaches. You've got to post about everything else. So there you are. I remembered it.
Okay,
point.
so you reminded me. Okay,
There you go.
I'm gonna briefly, yay, there you go. I'm gonna briefly go through the type of posts out there that you can use. So
Okay.
first will be stories, and with stories, as I said, don't just post properties all the time. You need to share something that happened to you. So we go back to lifestyle. Share something that happened to you. Post pictures with what you are doing. So yes, you're visiting a house, post a picture on your story with this is visiting or viewing, or just clients meet, post a picture of what you're doing. Share your insight is also very important with your audience, or your own thoughts about specific topics regarding to real estate in your area. So share your thoughts with that. It can be a quote that you put out there on the story. So share that with them. And then use question stickers. Yay, you have those. So
Okay.
Instagram allows you to
Nice.
put question stickers to ask anything. So put a question out there for your audience. So that will be a story part mainly. You can follow that on a weekly basis. And then of course you have reels. And now Instagram just kind of said posting reels that are like 90 minutes plus, it's gonna create less engagement than the ones that are shorter. So
Did you
put
say
reels out there.
posting 90 minutes plus?
Sorry, 90 seconds.
I was like, that is a long video for somebody to sit there
Oh
and
my god. Okay. So
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so posting reels that are 90 seconds plus might
There you go.
actually damage the engagement. You need to keep short tutorials about unknown facts and tricks. This works very well in the last year or something. People are sharing latest tricks or 5 tricks you didn't know, or you need to know these tricks before
Yeah.
you do this. So that works. And then opinion related to your niche. Again, videos of yourself or with your opinion. Show, basically give short lessons to your audience, make them funny and engaging. So don't start in real estate. We have this 2-bedroom property. No. Go out there and say, hey, you're looking for an amazing 2-bedroom property in this area.
Yeah.
I just found it. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
So put real saga. We have IG lives, which rarely with real estate Instagram accounts is being used. That is where you go live and you
Okay.
conduct Q&A sessions
Yeah.
with your audience on a weekly basis,
Yeah.
and you collaborate with creators out there, or you have creators out there, and you celebrate a milestone from what happened with your agency or that week, and then you organize talk shows.
Okay.
Sometimes with your team, just to let people know a bit of the insight out there. So this is happening on IG lives. I haven't seen many use it for real estate, although it is a good niche to address through these IG lives. Then you have the carousel. So these are the posts that you're doing, and here you can present your properties properly and play with the video and play with slides for the show, and it can be good for storytelling. So
I was try doing that quickly. Presenting your properties quickly. Presenting your properties properly. That was like a tongue twister. Presenting your properties properly.
I told you, sometimes I go.
That was brilliant. Here's how to present your properties properly. Oh,
Okay, storytelling of an incident from the industry. Look, hey.
There you go.
Yeah, so there you go. Instagram content provided. Okay, and then we have single posts. So on those single posts, share quotes. Sometimes not only properties, create memes. Did I tell that right now?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah, there was nothing wrong with it. I was just like, just say it quicker.
Yeah. So create those to create engagement and share. Don't be afraid to share content that is going viral from others in the industry, because you have to look at your competition out there. So if a real estate agency is having a successful Instagram account, go on their Instagram account, see what they're doing right. Follow a bit when they are posting, what they are posting, and try to implement that within your own strategy. Don't copy and paste. Of course, you can't.
It's like don't copy what other people are doing just because it looks good. You've got to come up with your own unique strategy as well. So yeah, bear that in mind.
Yeah. So yeah, don't ever, we discussed this, don't ever copy someone else's work and then don't give credit. So if you're copying, like if you're reposting or if you're screenshotting something that is interesting from your industry and it's on someone's Instagram account, credit that Instagram account. Is the honest thing to do. And you need to, this is one thing, you need to understand also to comply with Instagram rules. You can't go out there and break community rules and think it's fine.
You mentioned about community guidelines, and I was going to ask you about that actually, because obviously each social media platform will have their own sort of community guidelines, community rules. So I was going to ask you about that actually. What do you mean by that?
So all content needs to adhere to Instagram community guidelines, and this is something that is public. You can read it, and it's not that complicated to follow. And also, you need to look at the disclosure part. So clearly disclose sponsor content and partnership. Don't hide them out there. So don't try to disguise selling someone a product or a service without clearly stating that. So don't do that on Instagram. It's gonna basically damage your account. So this is something that you need to be aware. There are some things like copyrighted images and some communities, so don't use vulgar language. This is common knowledge. Don't use things that can offend, don't instigate violence on any kind. Like common sense, honestly, guidelines for everyone out there. So with real estate shouldn't be a problem. So we are not going into like hot topics out there, like I don't know. I honestly don't know what is the hottest trending topic for this week. Is like I haven't read the newspapers.
What do you think? Here's a question for you. I know it's sort of going back to content, but content is king, strategy is queen. I mean, obviously on Facebook you have the ability to sort of tag like restaurants, bars,
You
maybe
can do
not
that
tag
on
beaches, but
Instagram.
you can tag community things. You can do that on Instagram as well, because that's a really good way of sort of creating interest in sort of your partnership brands, as it were. So
Yeah, you can do so. You when you're posting out there and you're writing the description of your post, you can put there at and put the Instagram profile of the person that you're tagging or the business that you're tagging, and it's gonna appear. It's gonna tag them as well. You can add to the stories. You can add a lot of features to your stories, and you can also put in different things to like location and hashtags and tagging someone, so you can do that as well. On this, I just remember something. We have new features coming on to Instagram accounts, and this one, the first one, is peak. It's encouraging interaction in a be real style. So basically, Instagram is developing new option called peak, which could enable you to share unedited peak snap of your life with friends. I don't know how popular it's going to be because a lot of people are using filters out there.
Yeah, everyone uses filters now. Notice that this is not a filter, by the way. Just going to have you know, I really do look this good.
So this is something to keep in mind if you wanna use. And then notes on feed post and reels, and this is gonna be it's just a launch a live test, so maybe it's gonna be out there soon. With only selected users are doing it now. You can add notes to reels and posts, which is going to be interesting. And then we have the lately feature for recent story highlights. So this is also in the testing, and it's automatically going to generate a highlight feed to your profile that is going to showcase our most recent story activity. These are some of the new features that Instagram is playing with and are going to be out there soon.
Am I right in thinking that the format of posts is different on Instagram to Facebook? Or am I completely barking up the wrong tree?
Each platform has different formats. They are out there, so you're gonna clearly see the sizes for each real Instagram post. For posts that are slides, they're gonna automatically ask you if you're posting from, and this is important, I haven't mentioned. So if you're managing your Instagram account through your laptop from Meta Business. So if you're having a joint account, Facebook with Instagram, and you're posting on Instagram from Meta Business, just be aware on the fact that some of the features are going to lack. You're not going to have the option to add like alt text. You can't add alt text on your post. Oh.
Okay. What happened?
Just fell off. Well, sorry.
Your earring or your headphone? Oh, your earpiece.
Okay.
That's okay.
Phew.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Yes.
excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't use Meta Business Plan when posting on Instagram with all the features that Instagram is allowing you to do if you're doing it from your mobile. You need to consider that if you're setting up an Instagram account, it's better to manage it from, if you don't have a manager account, it's better to manage it from the phone. You're going to get access to all the features, including the ones that with stories and reels that are not accessible otherwise from computer login. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Good stuff.
Uh,
I mean, in terms of giving you kind of a basic, I mean that wasn't basic. That was that was more in depth. But in terms of giving you kind of some good insider hints and tips about Instagram without going into really a lot of detail and boring you all, hopefully that kind of gives you some really good knowledge that you can start with. I think it's important to mention again that this is a long-term project, a bit like we did with Facebook last week. And it is good to have a balanced strategy across the two. There is no overnight solution, to this. It is a long-term project, and a lot of when I'm talking to clients, and I think you, Simona, as well, especially if it's a new client that's coming on board with us, one of the first things I will always say is, look, if you are going to come on board with our social media package, and I'm not going to go, I'm not going to plug ourselves too much, but if you are going to come on board with us on our social media package, you need to be looking at kind of a minimum term of sort of 6 months to 12 months. A 3-month term is just not going to work for you. It takes a lot longer than that for people to
Chris,
trust you and to build a brand. So you have to bear that in mind as a real estate agent. There is no overnight solution to it, and it does take time.
I haven't touched basically Instagram ads and promotions. So
Yeah.
any Instagram account should have this budgeted for. Instagram, you can target ads to this specific demographic, and then with promotions, you run contests and giveaways and promotions to boost engagement. So this is a long term. In real estate, okay, you can't run like promotion giveaways with I'm giving away a free. Okay, it's actually done. Give away a free house per year. I don't know. You can't do that, but you
I'll
can
take that.
run.
I'll win it.
Oh, I think Omaze or Omaze.
Yeah, Omaze did them.
They are doing
I think
to sponsoring this, so they are giving away an amazing luxury mansion or something like this, and they are promoting that visual all the time through all their channels. Everybody by now knows the format, the style of the writing, what's in. So they've concentrated. They've done okay with that. So on this part, you have to have a budget for Instagram ads and promotions. And again, if you're starting a Instagram account in real estate, don't just go, without a strategy, I just post content, everything is fine. You have to have the content following all the guidelines. You have to have a brilliant strategy in place and follow that and adjust all the time. Like compare that to when your audience is engaged and follow all the metrics. And then you have to have a backup for that to create solid foundations, and you're going to do that through Instagram ads all the times and those promotions. Find something in promotion, run contests. Which location is your dream location for the next holiday home? Would you prefer a swimming pool or a mountain view? Run some contests and quizzes out there. A small giveaway, even if that like is free first consultation on house surveys or evaluations or something out there that is not costing you money. Actually, just a bit of goodwill.
Yeah.
So on giveaways and then promotions to boost engagement. So this should happen on a monthly basis, at least once a month. Do something, put a quiz up, make a promotion. You don't have to be very big. Either you make it a really huge one and you sponsor that all year round, or you divide that into bits and bobs. Just don't forget that. So they have to have money aside for a marketing budget on Instagram to run those Instagram ads. And yes, it is what we need to remember is like real estate area is not.
That was a big sigh.
Yeah, no, because look, usually with me,
real estate. Oh no.
Look, Chris, with me, this I've marketed travel
Yeah, I
destinations
know.
and beautiful places. So it was a way of having so much content out there that you could like use to be viral. In real estate, we are a bit content. So we have
Yeah,
beautiful houses, amazing houses. It's just we can't have a party in each house to keep updated
yeah,
to the latest. Oh,
yeah,
I attended this beautiful sunset and look at me with a glass. Yes, this will give you audience and engagement and
yeah,
reactions. But we don't have that. We just have the beautiful pool and the sunset. And as extraordinary as those images are, in real estate we are a bit constrained
yeah,
when it comes to creating a real life, tangible, here now content.
yeah.
So
No, I'd agree.
unless you're, and this is one way to now to go, as I said with Facebook as well, pick someone in your agency that can provide that face, that real person that people can like and
Yeah,
empathize with. So apart
yeah,
from expressing emotions and solving your audience problems with your content or their needs, you need to have a face out there, a real person that they can
yeah,
actually chat with or at least see or at least engage or follow, because you get followers by them liking you and your post. And Instagram is personal somehow. So
yeah,
and even the tone for the post, for the hooks, it's personal, it's one to one somehow.
yeah,
So
yeah,
businesses that keep a very formal tone of voice are not gonna have that spike
yeah,
in engagement all of a sudden. It's gonna take time, build your audience, learn their behavior, make a coherent brand for yourself, teach them bit by bit with your posts what they're gonna expect from you, and start from there.
yeah.
So yeah, you are
I
right.
think,
You're building up an Instagram account, and unless you're buying those likes and followers, which I do not recommend,
yeah,
honestly, it's gonna take a bit of time in real estate. If
yeah,
you're a TikToker that it's a lifestyle guru or something like that, then yes, you may have more chances when you're posting yourself doing yoga naked or something to go viral. Yeah, yeah, honestly, it's like the
don't
things I see
don't
now on
start
Instagram and
suggesting.
on
Don't
on
start
TikTok.
suggesting that
I'm
the
not.
only way people are going to get content is if they start selling houses naked.
No, I didn't say it might work. I didn't say that. No, no, no. I just said we are much nicer and polite and
Oh God!
restrained in the real
Can you
estate
imagine the
industry.
headlines? Imagine the headlines. Oh, but my social media manager told me to sell that. Told me to walk around in the nude when I was trying to promote this house. Oh God! Imagine.
Look, no
Imagine the
publicity is
headline.
bad publicity, and
That's
he's
true.
gonna go
Yeah,
viral.
that's
Look,
true. It would
thing
go
is,
viral pretty
you're
quickly as well,
going
I think. Yeah,
viral. You're having millions of viewers in
that's
about
true.
less
Yeah,
than 2-3 weeks time. Everyone will
yeah.
already not share that video, but you're still gonna be famous, and you can take it from there.
That's true.
So
But you'd probably be famous. You might with well, I'd certainly be famous for the wrong reasons. I think if I started selling houses naked. But anyway, there
no,
we are.
it was as a joke, although it
Yeah,
made a valid point. So unless
yeah,
you are actually trying to not engage with your audience and only post properties and you die, you need to try to be out there and state your opinion on
yeah,
the matters, what matters for them. So talk about lifestyle in the area, about things to go, as you said. If you're addressing middle age to elderly, then you have to address their concerns, their worries. You
yeah,
have to put content out there that will make them feel reassured and at ease. So yeah, talk about health, about access, about
yeah,
activities for retirees, outdoor activities, clubs they can join, different events that happen in the area that support the community, how safe it is, how relaxed it is. If you're addressing 25 plus, yes, you can go out there with a beautiful
Where's
lady
the
by a
local
pool and
bar?
say, "Where's the local pub? Where can we
How
find
much?
the British
How
pub
much does
out
it
there?"
cost to get
Yeah, yeah.
up?
So you post
Yeah,
that as well. So you have
I
you
might,
have to stay updated all the
I
time with
might, I
your
might, I
audience
might be
and keep
being a
up.
little bit stereo. I might be being a little bit stereotypical there, just assuming that any 25 to 34-year-olds all they're interested in is the pub. But you get my point, I think, by now. Good, excellent. A point that I sort of have got before we kind of wrap up is It's amazing. The power of social media now is that good that you can actually use it to bring properties on your portfolio, because effectively, if you've got like a really, really good social media presence, right, whether that be Facebook or Instagram, if you're sitting in front of a seller who wants to sell their property, right, you can use your social media platform as a means of bringing that person on board with you. You know, you don't, oh yeah, we don't just use traditional means. We are using social media. Here's what we do on social media to sell your house, right? It's a really, really good way, I think, of being a little bit different, saying to people, we are utilizing the power of social media. This is what we're doing on our platforms. This is how we're going to help you sell your home. We don't just use portals and our website, you know, we do have a really good traction, really good following on our social media. So it's not just a way of getting new buyers in; it's also a way of getting new properties and new sellers on board with you as well. So there's a really good, a really good point to add. Good, excellent. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that one. That was good. Not that I didn't enjoy the others, but I enjoyed this one as well. Maybe we should do the next one naked. What do you think? What are we going to do next week? By the way, I think we should do portals next week. Let's talk about portals, portal marketing, portal strategy, portal advertising, and things like that. We may, I was thinking, may also get a couple of guests on board next week.
Sure.
Could be fun. That could be really good. Again, if you've got any questions or anything, let us know, whether that be on any of the previous sessions we've done, on this session, on the next session. Maybe you've got an idea for us to talk about on a podcast. So get in touch with us, have a chat with us, and yeah, I think enjoy the rest of your week.
It depends where
Excellent.
you are.
Yeah, it does. I know but it's getting better though, isn't it? I mean, it's getting warmer. No.
Look, Chris, London has had very bipolar weather throughout the. I haven't seen spring. I'm barely seeing summer. So on this point, it's still cold. Like, okay. On other parts of Europe, we have severe drought and flooding and extreme
Yeah.
heat.
Yeah.
And this is something like with real estate, this is something you have to consider when you're talking to your audience. Like, I know you're selling beautiful houses. You also need to let people know like everything that is happening in real time so they can actually connect with you. So yeah. So honestly,
Hey, enjoy the rest of
British
your week
population,
wherever you are.
British population exactly needs to go in search of sunshine. I do understand.
Yeah.
So I'm no one here is buying summer clothes. So the part with getting naked for anything is like non-existing.
Good. All right. Well, on that note, take care, everybody. And yeah, we'll be back for episode 5 next week. Bye.